What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised. The success of the world of Bridgerton will bring to the fans a prequel spin-off series, Queen Charlotte: A Bridgerton Story, which is the reason I'm here today to tell you more about this series, as well as the impact it could have on future Bridgerton franchise simply by knowing more about some of the events that occurred before the series, as well as more bits and pieces about the Queen herself. Over the last couple of years, the streaming service giant Netflix has produced a plethora of movies and TV shows that we all like and love, and one of those projects was Bridgerton, as well a Regency era series that managed to keep our thoughts busy as to what is going to happen next ever since the debut of the series back in 2020 on Christmas Day. The first season of the series alone shattered all records that Netflix had back then, with the ending of the first season, the fairy tale of Duke and the Duchess of Hastings, leaving us wanting so much more of the same thing. A strange feeling is something burning inside of us when all of the curtains closed in the season finale. After the first season ended with the promise of the second season turned into a lengthy pause between the first and second season, which was caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, which had a huge impact on the filming industry and the way the projects were made during that period, or rather weren't made, I should say. The agonizingly long wait, however, was turned upside down when the news about the Bridgerton universe getting an expansion came through. Hence, the prequel spin-off series I'm here today to talk to you about, a project centered on Queen Charlotte herself and a little more focus put on her during her younger days. The center of the Bridgerton series is the namesake family and their exploration of their love lives, one sibling at a time. However, one character that quickly became a fan favorite was Queen Charlotte's larger-than-life persona, which could only mean one thing: Shondaland. Preparations for a time-traveling carriage that would lead the world of Bridgerton a few years back, and with that, the fans getting to see more of the persona they like so much. A trip that, according to the people who are working behind the scenes, will take us down the memory lane and let us explore the origins of the character, as well as the inspirations behind the real-life historical figure, and how it all made sense and the aftermath of the series having someone like Queen Charlotte in the midst of everything. Not originally part of Julia Quinn's novels, the source material from which the Bridgerton series is adapted on, the character of Charlotte was a brainchild of the showrunners, which spiced things up as many started to question the historical accuracy of the series. And Chris Van Dusen, the showrunner of the series, was quick on his feet to address the matter and said that the series is not a history lesson, but rather a TV show for a modern audience featuring modern themes and characters. With this in mind, it's clear to see that the entire notion of things gave the people who were appointed to work on the spin-off more room to breathe. Hence, you should expect more liberty, which was the cause for a quick hit of that like button by the showrunners, just like you should do if you haven't done it already. But no, in reality, more liberty was taken into the reimagining of Charlotte's character, with the focus put on the debated theory that the real-life Queen Charlotte might have been the first British monarch of mixed ancestry. By the looks of things, the prequel spin-off series will likely dive deeper into this direction, and with that, the Regency era could have been if indeed Queen Charlotte had black roots, and how it could have affected her acceptance into the British high society, as well as her navigating through the possible pitfalls to eventually get to the throne. With that being said, the series will not only focus on the 1810s British Pollock King, but will also touch upon the Queen's love life as a young bride to the King George III. And with all of that in mind, let's see what some of the bits and pieces that have been shared with the world on this side of Shondaland. So, with all of these talks about the series, when will it be released?
If you must know, I'm trying to ascertain the best way to climb over the garden wall.
As of right now, there is no details about the official release date of the series, or there isn't one, however, knowing that the production of the spin-off series started in April of 2022 and wrapped things up in September of the same year. You should not wait long before you see the series release on Netflix, maybe as soon as the first half of 2023. There is no official trailer yet either. However, the streaming service was generous enough to give the fans the first official clip of the series on September 4th, 2022, which showed a meet-cute between the titular young queen and King George. So go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. The most interesting thing about the series was the fact that Netflix released a full list of the cast that will be part of the series, including the likes of India, known for her works in Sex Education, Corey from Sandman, Michelle, the star of Game of Thrones, and Armsia Thomas, who made a name for herself through the Redeeming Love series. India will play a role of the young Queen Charlotte, a role that will see her learn the rules and ways of British high society upon her arrival in England. Then there is King George, who will be played by the likes of Corey. Yet another fresh face, with the series itself serving as the first major role of this young budding career, and his character described as a handsome and charismatic with a bit of mystery behind it all. Michelle, who portrayed Lady Catelyn Stark, will now be put into the role of Princess Augusta, the king's mother, who is determined to cement her son's place in the monarchy. And then there's Thomas, who will be portraying Agatha Dunbury, who will serve as young Queen Charlotte's confidant. Following the main cast of a lot of other faces, both known by the world and lesser ones have been assigned roles in the series, but in order to list all of them, I will need more than just one video. So I'll leave you something to find out, especially after a huge smash of the subscribe button and ring of that notification bell. The number of episodes the series will drop will be 8 to be exact, which was confirmed along with the fact that this prequel series will only have one season and that's it. So make sure you don't miss it when it drops. As to the story side of things, Queen Charlotte: A Bridgerton Story is set up as an origin story that will focus on young Charlotte's betrothal to King George III, and according to Netflix's official news site Tudum, she is betrothed against her own will, which is followed by a failure on her side to make a good first impression after her arrival. However, their marriage happens and eventually heralds a societal shift in the crowd that see people of color rise to become influential high society figures in Britain in the 19th century. Tudum is describing the romance between the two of them as a love story, which hints that even though she did not initially want him, she eventually grows fond of King George, all the way to the state of the two being able to make their marriage work. The 2 seasons of Bridgerton so far offered a glimpse into the Queen's now fractured relationship with the King due to his mental health issues. Thus, the story is about to unfold and will be an interesting and refreshing thing to see. A time when Queen Charlotte was young and in love and enjoyed the fairy tale life she now wishes upon young descendants. There's also a chance that the prequel will also spotlight on the Queen's past romantic experience that had led her to become the passionate and borderline obsessive matchmaker she is now. And last but not least, the series will more than certainly also explore the origins of Lady Danbury and Lady Bridgerton and how the two were able to maintain a long-lasting relationship with the Queen. And that is all, and if you want to find out more information and news regarding the prequel spin-off, then you'll have to wait patiently, just like me, and get the first bits and pieces when they get released to the public eye. We'll see you in the next video.